Alright, we are joining a pre-release thingy. Or we're trying to. Okay, we did. I'm choosing the red path. It's probably the third best path in my estimation. Yeah. I've already played the three best. I rank it as Shipbreaker Kraken as the best one. And then either Celestial Archon or Aberrant Overlord. And then Ember Swallower, and then this is just not really. I mean, it's still a fine card. It's, 4/5 for 4, or 4/5 for 5, but the heroic abilities is kind of meh. So there's that. I've played the other ones around, so just going around. So what do we open here? Alright, so oops, bring this up. Ooh, a shrine. Probably won't be playing that. But it's fun to play around with, potentially. So I'm going to put... I decided I'm just going to pull down every card I rate as like a C+ or better. God, they keep making me want to do something with this. I just don't think, unless you're getting a heroic trigger or something off of it, it's quite worth it. Like, I'd just rather play another thing that... It's hard to kill. Alright. Doesn't look like white's really going to be a thing here. Which is fine, because white leans heavily towards heroic, which I don't really like in this set, although I've been proven wrong a couple times. So, Horizon Scholar, on the other hand, is quite nice. Benthic Giant is fine. I wouldn't run all of those. Chimera is good. Potentially good, depending on what your spells that you can recycle. I actually like that guy. It's fun. Voyage's End I definitely like. Bouncing set's good. The speaker's pretty good. Well, we got some more deals. Those are fun to play around with. I've never actually cast one yet. I've had them cast against me, and sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. And then annul, yeah. Keepsake Gorgon's pretty good. Oh, we could go a pretty heavy black theme here with these double black casting costs. Still not that wild about that guy by himself. That's a perfectly fine card. It's perfectly fine. I like the Death Touch guys a lot. You can get a lot of, monstrosities. Ooh. Prerelease. I'm not sure if he's definitely good in this in limited. He's not going to be great unless you can just really activate turning him into a 6/5 creature. But yeah, ooh, it's worth money at least, I think. Anyway, ooh, Thoughtseize too. Sweet. I already won and I didn't have to do anything with it. So I'm just going to go ahead. I know I'm going to be playing red with Ember Swallower and Prerelease. Wild Celebrants aren't necessarily great, but turning this guy into a creature is definitely great. So Dragon's Mantle becomes good. Titan Strength is good anyway. The Ordeal is interesting. Ooh. This is a interesting one. This is going to build something nasty. Fnatic is fine. Boulderfall, no. Just like... I like, what is the name of it? There's some card, I think, from Time Spiral or something. It's 8 mana, same casting cost. It's a dragon. It's a 5/5 flyer with flash, and the same exact ability. It's like if you liked that card but didn't like having a dragon on the board, this is the card for you. Otherwise, just like I can maybe put in one of them if I'm going to be in a super slow matchup, but otherwise, meh. I like that guy. He's obviously 6-drop. Artisan Sorrow is pretty good. I think my favorite color in this set is green, which makes me sad. That the automatic rare is bad. Ooh. I think it's going to be red-green, folks. But then, ooh, Madomi. It's very nice, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. I think we're just going to be straight up red-green. Like, I'd like the Scorpions, Time to Feed, Artisan Sorrow. Then we can run that, and Domi is very, very good though. Let's see. Potentially we could splash into white for Divine Verdict and this thing there. Let's just go ahead and see how this works out. Alright, so make those go in. Deal. Probably not that. Let's see what the curve looks like. So I am actually going to run the 2 ordeals, I think. Got a heroic trigger there. Is that the only one? Yeah, it's the only heroic trigger, but they work well in the Cerebri. Like, they work quite well sometimes, especially Dragon Mantle also works well with that. I'm going to sort the Perforos as a non-creature spell, just because he generally will be when you cast him. And now maybe after turn 5, 6, I get some of these guys down, it becomes different. But in general, maybe I should run both Cerebri to help out with the Perforos. Still think probably going to want to run 18 lands. This set is leaning you towards 18 lands because your bestows and your monstrosities, which do we have neither? No, there's one monstrosity. Wow, it's kind of weird. Bestows and monstrosities are encouraging you to have more mana to do more stuff, get more better. And sorry, I'm confused by myself. So yeah, Bestow and Monstrosity are leaning you towards getting up to more mana, and then if you've got some Scry around, if you happen to get mana flooded, you should hopefully be able to send those to the bottom of your library. So what would I cut out of this? I guess I'd cut Annihila's Disciple. Just because we're going to want to be running like a 10-7 mana base, possibly, yeah, probably 10-7. That's my color. Yeah, 10-7 seems about right. So we just want to go like that into that. Get some more dealing going on. Time to Feed. Celebrants. Perforos. Alright, oh, oops. Should, I think it's okay to run 2 artifact / enchantment. It's important that you have both targets available. Even though the artifacts in the set are not overwhelming, but they're like, it's like this. This is not exciting, but it's perfectly playable. I would be somewhat disappointed to have it in my deck, but it's not going to make me cry. And most of the artifacts are kind of like that. So I do like having the Scry 2, but 2 damage I think is probably just going to be better at half the price. They're both instants. They're both destroy. I will certainly against a fair number of decks bring in the second one, but and then we ourselves are to our advantage essentially enchantment free. I mean, obviously this is an enchantment, but Destructive Reveille and Artisan Sorrow do not have any real effect on it. You get your secondary effect, but 2 damage, scry 2, but in general, not that great. Sorry, so what did I say? I was thinking 10-7, but of course, obviously, we're running 18 lands here. I don't think we're aggressive enough to run a Portent of Betrayal. Agent of Horizons could come in. We'll see. Probably don't think we're going to be leaning far enough into the red that this thing is worth it, especially since we don't really have anything to do with a ton of mana, unlike most sets. I mean, we do get, this is kind of a mana dump. This is alright, but this actually works well with this, because if we can get up to Monstrosity and then set them back a few lands, and then they're holding a bunch of 6 and 7 drops or something, that's good for us, especially if we can get this guy through an ordeal. That'd be quite nice. So let's add land. Let's not go quite that far. And save this out. Ghoul. I misspelled Ghoul. Who cares? Alright, so piles by color. Let me look at some splash options. We don't really have any fixing, so probably not going to do it. Like blue would be fine to splash for that and that. Adomi. I just don't like white in this set very much. So let's see what happens if we went with the black set, which was these cards there. Yeah, Gray Merchant. I mean, we can try and, yeah, I don't think trying to be devoted to both red and black is a good idea. Should try and do one or the other. I mean, we could run that. Yeah, it just costs too much. I like the effect, it just costs too much. Some Caliber. Yeah, I don't imagine that's going to work. Let's take a look at the blue, though. I like the blue. Got some more heroic stuff, which works for these ordeals, which I'll put in. Don't think we, oops, should probably run that. I do like getting some top end. Oops, I'm gonna leave up that card window for you guys, especially set just came out to see if that's a thing. Scry. Athlete, I wouldn't put anything else in there. Seems decent. So let me think. Okay, cut one thing. Probably not a Horizon Scholar. Try not to cut any red permanents for Mr. Prerelease. Maybe one of the ordeals. Although I know I have that as a trigger. That is heroic. So I'm up to 3 heroic triggers plus the 2-headed Cerberus. Maybe like the Omen Speaker. Let me see, how many 2-drop creatures do I have? 1, 2, 3 2-drop creatures. I don't really want to go below that, especially with these ordeals. I want to get those out as soon as possible. Also, don't really get any. Yeah, I mean, we get evasion on the top end, but I want it like these ordeals. I think pretty sure you want the, you know, like 2 mana. What is it? Vaporkin, 2/1 flyer can only block other flyers. So that's my thought. Got So that onto that is 8 damage. That's a little scary. Maybe like a Wave Crash Triton we'd cut, or Crackling one of these. Crackling or Triton Fortune Hunter. Probably the Triton Fortune Hunter, although drawing cards is nice. Drawing cards is very nice. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah. Our ordeals are targets for enchantment removal, although they have the benefit, unless they do it at instant speed, you at least get some counters off of it or something. Sure. And then this leaves us weak to enchantments. Oops. I'm just gonna build this out. Headland. 8 islands. Yeah. Save. Visit. Yay. And let's go piles by color again. So how do I feel about this? I like the Revelry. Alright, so it's better on the ordeals. Heatedness. This is a little bit more aggressive. I like the Voyaging Stater quite a lot. Vulpine Goliath is nice-ish. Time to feed. Yeah, time to feed might not be that good for us. Well, once we get Perforos going, it's pretty good, but oh, which way should I go? I think the green, but let me try and break it down more. Alright, so piles by converted mana cost. So, overspeed color, Voyages in versus Revelry, Ordeal. I think it's a little bit better on the 2 drops, although that's quite good. And this can pop out a Ember Swallower if they're struggling for lands and just close the door on them. Do like having 2 ordeals with the Cerebri. Do like the heroic targets though. I like the top end a little bit better. It's like, I don't know. The Sedge Scorpion is never really bad, but yeah. Alright, I talked myself into the Is It build, but they have enchantments that we need to deal with, and like big nasty monstrous creatures. We shall be going of the green. I need to work a little bit on my heroic game. I have a PTQ coming up tomorrow, which is kind of the only reason I'm playing the sealed, even though I don't like how you're forced to do this, but it works. Alright, so I'll send this in and I'll see you in round 1.